Welcome to the cockpit. Got a bit of music on this mission coming from nearby. Now, we should know what to expect now that we've flown one mission in the campaign. Pairs of aircraft getting airborne there. That's nice. I've not seen that before in DCS. Two aircraft getting airborne at exactly the same time. Okay, maybe it's because they were queued up all ready to take off in pairs. So, we should get some talking happening in a second.
All clear! Switch is on!
All clear. Switch is on. And we'll do the priming. So that's Pierre Klosterman yelling to his ground crew. And we'll just put some brake on. Sort out some trim before we taxi. Might as well throw the lights on. Okay, that should do. And clear prop. Move the seat up a little, get the gun sight on, and center everything. Let's taxi out then. And I assume, like last time, that the wingmen are going to follow me out. Looks like it. Just oversteering a fraction then. Please don't taxi. Oh, this guy's in front of me. Okay, fella. Are you going to take off? Let's keep my eyes on him. Yeah, I think he's away. Oh, another one. I'm guessing that means we're the second element in this section. Gotta wait for this guy to get airborne as well. Doing the old left, right with the nose. We'll go now. So gear up and flaps are up. Very foggy, as you can probably see. Just going to keep my eyes on the lead aircraft. This guy and that guy. So 157 is my heading out. Okay, these guys are forming up on me. So let's roll out on 157. start climbing. Well, I'll go with an efficient engine setting because we have a proper long flight ahead of us here. I see the larger formation now. I'm actually ahead of them. I'm going to take my wingman back around. We can extinguish our nav lights. He'll turn his off as I turn mine off. There we go. Okay, the second section is following me, so I've got the second element. I've got 2 elements here in this section, and there is the rest. We've got a 1, 2, 3, 4 flights, or 4 sections of 4. We'll attach ourselves to this grouping, and that squadron there appears to have 3 sections. The lead section appears to be alone, so we are going to attach ourselves to the lead section. Which now appears to be turning on to 157, which is our heading target. Yep. Looks good. Throttling back. Let's close the canopy now before we start climbing and it starts getting too cold. And of course the air gets thin up there as well. So setting into position, the second section is climbing, the second squadron is climbing behind. We are forming up here with the lead flight. Very good, and they are starting their climb out too. So I think we're going to be climbing a little bit earlier in this mission than we did in the last, which is good, because in the last we spent the whole trip across the channel climbing, and we only got to altitude just before we hit the French coast. Wow, that's a steep climb, guys. I hope I can stay with you. Got a lot of throttle on here. I'm likely to run out of fuel. Okay, they've leveled off. So unlike the last sortie, I'm not going to record and upload everything here. I'm just going to cut down to the interesting sections of the flight, because we did a full flight all the way across in the first mission of the campaign, so you've all seen what that's like. There may be some interruptions on the way, in which case I'll show those, but if it's uneventful climb to France, then we'll skip forward and we'll pick the video up once we cross the French coast. Now, I'm about 2 kilometers behind the formation because I was trying to be as economical as possible with my boost, and I'm guessing the AI has been really hammering the throttle. We've been climbing consistently and I've not been able to catch them at 8.5 to 9 pounds boost, in fact closer to 10. But I thought I would just show you this. There is a formation coming the other way, quite a bit higher than us. We're not yet contrailing. We are still climbing pretty rapidly at 18 to 19,000 feet, and these guys are coming the other way. I'm guessing at about 25. We did get a radio message a little bit earlier saying that a friendly formation was returning. I am hoping that those are friendlies. Now we're just catching up to our chaps, who seem to have leveled off actually now, which is good. This is enabling me to catch them a little bit. I'm going to throttle back, still on the external tanks. I'm just going to make sure that this formation here doesn't drop on us. See if we can ID them. single engine fighters, and they just appear to be merely going the other way. Now this also means I can slip my finger 4 section into its right place here on the right hand side of the lead squadron. So we're just lining ourselves up now. There's the lead section of 4, and on the far left I'm thinking that's the... Oh, hello, we're climbing again. Let's hope that's not some sort of combat maneuver. No. Okay, so we're going to continue climbing now, and I presume proceed to the French coast, which is just visible in the distance. We're now crossing the French coast just about a few miles out. The French coast is just down there in front of my left cannon muzzle. 23,000 feet or so. Superchargers have been on for quite some time. It's the higher squadron just above me and my squadron just in front and to the left. Got my wingman, my element wingman there, and the other element in the section on the right. So I'm going to make sure my gun is on this unsafe position. Set my gun to the fire position, and if we get into combat I won't know about it because I did turn the radio off. I will probably just turn the radio on now again, just in case we get any comms from these guys. But as soon as we get into combat I'm going to disable the radio, because in mission 1 we had the problem with the wingman just constantly calling out, which gets very distracting. So I'm going to try and manage that a bit better this time by just turning the radio off when I don't need it. So let's say we are crossing the French coast. Not quite. The coast is actually moving down to the south here, which means we're crossing just near Le Havre, so probably near the river mouth. Just getting left behind a fraction here. Got to try and not get too close because I don't want my wingman crashing into that formation. And I will stay on my external tank. I will not drop the tank unless we make combat. As soon as we make combat, if that happens, I'll drop the tank. Otherwise, I'll keep it on until the engine starts spluttering. You've got about 10 or 15 seconds of engine splutter to quickly turn the main tanks on. Okay, booster's a bit low, getting left behind. Throw some more boost on here. So we're just cruising along. I'm trying to maintain just under 4 pounds if I can. Let's see, auto mixture, and it'll run a bit leaner below 4 pounds, so it'll just save a bit more fuel. It does appear to be a smoke. Yeah, there's some smoke down there on the ground. I don't see any other formations, so maybe some bombers were through here earlier in the day. Have to keep a good lookout now that we are, yes, I can say we're probably in France now. Yeah, I've got coast underneath the right wing too. Now we can get bounced from any direction in France. That direction in particular makes me a little nervous, although we do have some cover up there, so I'm expecting the top squadron will break first if we get bounced. Won't help me if I'm not looking at them though. Looks like we can maintain just below 4 pounds here. I'm starting to overhaul them. So let's try +2. And I'll see if that just gives us the right airspeed to match these guys. We're just drawing level now. Let's see if they start sliding out in front again. Yeah, I'm overhauling them. Let's try 0. They're probably sitting on 200. My IAS is about 210, which is probably about 280 true at this altitude, somewhere thereabouts. I don't have the exact air temperature, and even if I did, I couldn't do the calculations without a little calculator tool, so I don't know what my true airspeed. I'm guessing about 280. Guessing it's probably about minus 10 degrees up here. Alright, we appear to be doing the same speed as them now. So my boost is on 0. Airspeed 190 or thereabouts. That's about right. Flak. I just saw a flak burst at the 10-11 low position. Left of the cap, more flak. There we go. Okay, the Frenchies are firing at us. Well, the Frenchies. Probably not actually very many Frenchies down there manning AA guns. They're going to be Germans. Lagging behind. Let's go for a touch more boost. Yeah, the flak's reaching up above the top cover group as well. We can't be far away from our left turn now. I think we turn left onto 80 degrees. Just glancing over at my notes here. Yes, the left turn will be onto 80. I'm on the right channel, I think. Yeah. Oh, maybe I should be on Bravo. It's just... Yeah, I am lagging behind. So we can't just set and forget the throttle. I'm going to have to adjust up and down as we slide in and out of formation. Now we're on the right side, so I'm hoping the... Oh, there's the turn. Oh, geez, that's pretty violent. I'm hoping the guys on the left were covering the right side of the formation, so the chaps... Oh, these guys are dropping. Oh, geez. That was... Oh. That was a very dangerous set of maneuvers there. Air defense target. Okay, that's no worry for us. We've already seen that the flak's firing at us. Now look how much distance I've lost just because of that turn. That was really aggressive from the AI. I'm surprised there wasn't a collision. So external tank's still on. If we meet Germans, I've got to remember to turn the radio off and drop the external tank. So as long as I do that quick little procedure, guns are on fire, just double checking. As long as I get that little procedure done, then we're fit to fight. I've got to remember to do it though. I doubt this is going to be a quiet no contact flight. It's just 10 missions and they've been selected as ones where combat was involved. So I think these 10 missions span across a year and they were selected because they were interesting missions that Klosterman flew. So it's unlikely that we're not going to bump into something. Still can't see anything. Thought I saw a dot for a second there, but it may have just been a flak burst. Now we've got the sun on our high 6. That is not good. If we got bounced from up in that direction, I need to push forward actually. I want this top cover squadron behind me. They can take the brunt of any attack from behind. I need to squeeze back in with the lead group. If I'm going to be down low, I should be out front. I don't want to be down low and at the back. That's far too dangerous. So we're still following the river on 8-0 now.
Hello, Turbine Leader. Donald Duck and his boys are already and climbing hard. Can't give you very definite information yet.
Okay, Donald Duck and his boys are up already and climbing hard. So
Okay, Zoda. Message received and understood. Turbine Leader out. Turbine and Gimlet open
Open your eyes.
Okay, so we've got to open our eyes now. I did actually have them open for almost all of the flight so far. So I'm hoping I'm not a flying with closed eyes risk. Donald Duck is the Germans, der Luftwaffe, and we are expecting them now to be climbing up. Evro, which is the nearest German airfield, is off in that direction. So probably should be scanning mostly that way. Just had to throttle right down there for fear of collision. Just getting a bit unstable whilst we throttle back up. Oh! And there goes my fuel. Okay, so I can now turn the external fuel tank off. So that's the warning you get. If you don't have the sound turned up very loud, it can be a bit hard to tell, but just as I throttled back there, I used up the last of my external fuel, so now I can also jettison my tanks. Okay, tank should be away, and my wingmen are keeping theirs on, but my tanks should be off now. I've hit the jettison. We do have external views, so we can check, which we'll just do that quickly. There we go. Tank is off. We are now in fighting condition. Gonna speed up. Trying to rejoin the chaps out the front. Checking behind again. So I'm on my main fuel tank now, which from here should get me home fine, so long as I don't race home at 10 pounds boost or something, and so long as I don't get caught here in a dogfight that lasts more than about 10 minutes. Where is Jerry? I'm expecting to see him climbing up from over there somewhere. Although, you should never assume when it comes to battle. We can't be terribly far from our left turn again now either. Back out towards the coast over there. Heading back towards home from here is 320. I'm too far behind. Come on guys, let's catch up. A little bit of throttle on. I'm doing. Okay, bullseye 077 for 13 at 23,000. So what are we, 23,000? Okay, altitude's good. And slightly east of bullseye. Bullseye is our turning point, so straight in front of us, and it's contacts. How about that? Alright, it's on. There we go, large formation, 12 o'clock. Yep, oh look at all the fuel tanks go. They all just drop their fuel tanks. Okay, here we go. Oh, there's a fuel tank nearly dropping on my head there. Okay, there's Jerry. There's Jerry. Which one are we going to look at? One just went whizzing past. Head on with that one. Okay, turn now. Okay, I think that's one turning in front of me. I gotta turn this goddamn radio off. Okay, there was one there. Let's try and single him out. Okay, he's turning. Get the seat up as high as I can. Okay, he's in a dive now. Oh, another one. He's even closer though. Yeah, that's better. That's better. Okay, I'm on his 6. Just gotta follow him around now and hope he turns. Got the speed to stay with him. Can't close though. Come on, come on, come on, turn. That's it, that's it. Start turning. Left rudder. Oof, very wobbly here.
Hello, yellow one. Ciao, man.
Oh, I'm closing, I'm closing.
I got one, Jesus, I got one of them.
Oh, I don't have very good flight control here. Okay, a couple of hits. Now, is he going to roll over? Yes, he is. Wow, he's completely disappeared out of my range. How the hell did he Oh, he's bailed out, I think. No, he just hit the contrail height for a second there. Okay, I'm zeroing my throttle. Still on this guy. Wingman's with me. There he is. I just about lost sight of him there, but he's down there. Okay, let's try. Oh, is his engine out? Yes, his engine's out. Okay, he's in. I hit him badly enough. Okay, what's that on my 6? 2 spitties. And what have we got over here? Looks like another Spitfire. No, that's German, I think. Nope, that's a spitty. Something else down low. Another Spitfire. There's a German. Throttle on. Close. Oh yeah, I'm closing well. Clear. Ugh. Oh, I'm taking hits, I think. I just got a machine gun round. Couple of hits on him. Check 6. 6 looks clear. I'm getting shot at. Down low behind. Let's try and turn inside this guy. Okay, I'm just watching my throttle here. Running out of airspeed. 2 friendlies on a descending German. Okay, let's break off. Check 6 again. Oh yeah, square wings right underneath me and behind. Let's go up, 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 up. See if I can roll onto him. He's got 6 of them of his own. He's in trouble. Down he goes behind me. Try and roll over him here with a bit of rudder. Roll. Zero the throttle and... okay, up we go. Okay, lost sight of him. Check 6. Something low down there, being chased. It's a German, square wings and a square head. He's getting hit though. Okay, he's just hanging in midair now. I think he's trying to attack me actually. Oh yeah, he just got shot up badly. Spitfire, Spitfire, Spitfire. Okay, rudder. There's one. Missing a wing. Oh, he's toast. Okay, I'm not going to attack him. That would be a waste of ammunition. Spitty. Okay. Let's just clear 6. Going to turn on to 320. Which should be the heading for home. And I'm just going to clear the sky around me visually here. Okay, something's on my 6. That looks like a spitty though. Can't be sure. 2 aircraft now lining up behind. Okay, that's a Spitfire, and so is the second one. Right, they're not engaging, so I'm guessing the scrap is over. You can see I took some shots there. That was a machine gun. I just heard a tink, 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 and I just got nobbled on the left wing at some point. Okay, let's throttle back. And that's apparently north, so we want to come left onto 320. These guys are not aggressive. Let's climb. And the reason I want to climb is just to get above any flak. Although we saw before the flak was reaching up to us at 24,000 feet. The 88s have got the range, but they're pretty inaccurate. There is another contact way, way, way behind. Gaining on us. Better just keep an eye out back. Where's the coast? There. So we are heading back towards the coast. This is good news. And I want to make absolutely sure we get clear of anything before I feel safe. Flak firing at 3 o'clock. Lots of flak over there. Yikes. I think that's probably where the fight is, or maybe the rest of our... Oh, above? Maybe the rest of our formation. Who knows? Right, let's just see if I can see that other contact. Is he catching up? There's 2 wingmen on my left and 1 wingman on my right. My entire section has survived, which is great news. 030, that's way off course. It does not look like my compass is toppled, which is good news. I've had that before. Yeah, there are 2 contacts well behind us, slightly lower. Okay, we'll go with plus 3.5 pounds boost. I'll maintain the 2700 RPM that I've currently got, level off a little bit and go for airspeed. Yeah, I'm looking pretty shot up there. Now, the decals are not actually representative of hits. We don't have the full damage model yet in DCS, so that just tells me that I have been hit on my left wing. It doesn't actually mean that I was hit by what looks like shrapnel. That looks like shrapnel burst. In fact, it was the sound of machine gun, so there should be 1 or 2 machine gun holes there, which there are not, but never mind. Does not appear to be affecting the aircraft's handling. There may be a very, very slight amount of left-hand roll, but I'm not perfectly in trim, so damage doesn't appear to have affected my flying capabilities. We'll have to be very careful with the flaps and the gear when we get close to the field, just to make sure that we haven't had a failure, specifically on the left-hand side. I really want to get this formation out of France here. We'll adjust left. So, how did that fight go? Well, not too bad. I think I can claim that first one. I got hits on a second one, but I didn't see him go down or go in. And I think that was it. So I'm going to claim 1 probable and 1 damaged. I think that probably makes sense at this point. That's if I was submitting a flight report now. But obviously once we finish the mission we'll get the stats, so we'll know for sure what happened. But just from my own recollection, 1 probable and 1 damaged would be what I claim. I'll get us clear of the flak here, make sure that we're out of France, and then we should be able to skip forward to the approach and landing back at home. Surprised that my entire section actually made it through that. But we've discussed this in the previous mission, how the AI works at the moment in DCS, and the Spitfires tend to be a little bit I'm not going to say OP, but they're just a bit too competent. It's very one-sided, these fights. Just taking my hands off there, you can see I'm fairly well in trim, but there's quite a bit of left hand down, so I think the damage on that left wing is causing it to just drag a little bit, which is why I'm getting that left wing down, and I'm flying along here with a bit of right wing aileron thrown in just to keep me steady. Let's get back onto a better course as well. Okay, I'm confident that we are safe now, so let's plow on ahead, and I'll see you somewhere on the approach into RAF Ford, standing in as the airfield, otherwise known as Biggin Hill. There you can see on the left is the formation that we flew over with. They are pretty much all intact, making their way back home. We're just off the English coast now. We just caught up to them. I'm surprised how many of them... Oh, collision! Oh, well done. Oh, parachutes. Yeah, see? Still has a little trouble with...
Checking now. Returning to base.
Still has a little problem with these formations. There's actually contrails up there,
Sonar answering. Acknowledged.
which I hadn't seen before. Now, Ford is down in front of us, so we've actually got not terribly far to fly. I'm going to set up pretty rapidly here for a straight-in approach, and I've got to bleed off a lot of speed very quickly. My chaps are there, and it looks like, unbeknownst to me, that I've flicked my landing lights on at some point earlier in the flight. I don't recall turning them on just now, so it's possible I've actually been flying with my lights on after some point earlier in the flight. So if that's the case, whoopsie, because I just noticed them then when I looked back at my wingman that they had their lights on. So I must have had mine on too. Anyway, that's not going to do anything for us now. We're on a long final straight in, and the sun is low and the sky is foggy. Having awful trouble seeing. Let's check now that the flaps go down and I don't lose control of the aeroplane. No, it seems okay. And the gear. So safety is paramount there. Now the aircraft's a bit wobbly. I wonder if there's a problem with the gear. It says down. Flap markers are up. Okay, well I just have to trust that the gear is down and locked. A bit too fast. Right, now we'll set up for a landing. Very hard to see the threshold here. Check my speed. 120, too fast. Okay, trimming back. Speed 110. Okay, that's just improving a fraction. Trimmed okay. Let's just open up the canopy here for our approach. 100. Got a bit of power on. Just sinking. Looks like we've got a crosswind from the right here as well. We're just crabbing in slightly. Okay, too fast. Throttle off. Throttle off. Throttle on. There's that crosswind. Wow, the crosswind. Oh, jeez. Okay. Just felt like it was ballooning then, but I was actually just rolling along on the front two wheels for a little bit. So we're okay. Managing that little crosswind, and we're on the far left side of the runway. I'm not sure if the damage to the wing had any effect on the approach there, but we got down okay, and that was a two-point landing. Flaps up. Let's just check that the markers go in. Okay, well the flaps up and down seems to work alright. So brakes on, and we'll do the old, my favourite engine stop technique, which is to brakes on, throttle up, and then cut the mixture. And we'll go to a view a little bit away from the aeroplane because it sounds quite nice from a distance. So here we go. Excellent. We have landed And it's time now to take a little look, lights off, at the mission debrief / mission stats. As you can see here, 1 of 24 victories was assigned to me. So there we go. My probable has been recorded as a confirmed, and it's hard to tell from other victories if I was responsible for sharing in any of those. So that's good news. We have completed the second mission of the Big Show campaign. I hope that was enjoyable, and I'll see you for mission 3 at some point in the future.